let's talk about this award being given by the Times of Israel, the Jewish Nobel Prize. Sometimes you listen to, you follow the processes of a matter and how far it's gone and what is being done about it. And then you ask yourself, where is this line leading up to? Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention all along. We didn't really hear anything from Israel. But at the point where he stood up to actually put a human face to this fight, hey, I'm not interested in this violence you guys are doing. This is not what I'm about. I may have made some statements and all of that, but it comes down to the fact that my people are suffering. I don't support the fact that you are, pushing against people who I'm supposed to be saving. And it took the bold step of not just sitting down in detention and complain about himself, but taking time to speak about it and put it in his handwritten form to say, put an end to it at home. And clearly, everyone observing the Southeast will agree that there's been a major breakthrough when it comes to issues of security and all of that. Now, having done that over time and having the Times of Israel recognize him and offering to give him a Nobel Prize award, we'd like you to react to this.
I think it's fantastic. I think it also clearly shows that his connection with the Jewish nation is clear. He has espoused that connection. He has stated it over and over. And I think the critical issue here is he has shown that it is not about him. It's about the people.
Absolutely.
And so it clearly brings every other person, every other institution to him. He becomes the center of attention because he has shown by his actions, by his temperament, that ultimately, whatever it is that he is doing, it is about the people. It is about the freedom of his people. It is about the right of his people to make demands on the Nigerian state and any state, on the global community, in fact. And so this will go to support that image that is emerging of Nnamdi Kanu as a representative of the people. Not just the people of the Igbo stock, but a representative of oppressed people wherever in the world. But I think it's a very major achievement to have this award. And again, I use this opportunity, I call on the Nigerian government, especially the new president. Nnamdi Kanu has shown that he's a man of peace. Please release him.
Now, speaking of his release, and we talked about the Nigerian military, the cooperation, the need for, let's talk about the need for cooperation between the Nigerian military and police actually having a way to, this conversation of there are criminal elements courts, there are IPOB and ESN. How do you begin to look at Israel right now, recognizing what Nnamdi Kanu has done and saying, hey, this man has clearly shown that this is a big deal for him and he doesn't mind sacrificing whatever it is, taking a step back, which has. So how do you look at what Israel, this is not even Africa in the first place, what they have done now, looking at the Nigerian president who made a promise that he was going to negotiate, he was going to discuss and all of that. Though there may be something going on that we are not aware of, but how do you, place it with what we just read about the Southeast right now on the IPOB, ESN play out. Let's see how much sense this makes
I think what it does is that it clearly demarcates Nnamdi Kanu and the struggle that he represents from the struggle that is being espoused by some other guys, like the guy in Finland.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't want to mention his name.
Okay.
So, but it clearly shows that you have a responsible, a reasonable, and a forward-thinking man of the people. And I think what is required on the other part is the Nigerian government working with even the IPOB, working with ESN to make sure that criminal elements, those who are criminally minded in the Southeast, who are hiding under this process, this agitation to commit crimes, are fished out and are dealt with. It's a crime. A crime is a crime wherever on this God's planet. We should fish out those ones and deal with them. It's the same thing that we did with the Niger Delta militants.
Yeah.
We looked for the leadership, we brought them together, we talked with them, we had a deal with them, and then we reduced the level of tension in the Niger Delta. We can do the same thing with IPOB and with ESN and get Nnamdi Kanu to play that pivotal role of bringing together all of these different groups, and then we can clear out, single out those criminal elements and deal with them.
Let's also, sorry to interrupt you, let's also quickly look at the key role that some persons have also played. And is it the likes of Ifanyu, is it Andy Oba, one of the Obas in Anambra State, the Anambra State governor himself, Peter Mba of Enugu State. I know that the key role that they have played so far to see this journey to this point. And then looking at that and how much impact it has made, is it safe to also call ask for the Southeast as a government to, as governors or leaders, as a matter of fact, to keep pushing, or should we just say it's now Uhuru? Let's go home.
No. I think what this calls for is more engagement and collaboration of all of the southeastern states.
Okay.
I think
is it like a ground to build on?
It is a fantastic foundation on which to build both the social and economic development of the Southeast.
Okay.
And I've looked at it. I'm a stakeholder in the Southeast. My mom is from the Southeast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I look at it and how will I put it now? I feel that beginning of the gathering together of our people, dealing with economic and social issues. And so let's utilize this opportunity. I'm sure that in the next few months, the issue around Nnamdi Kanu could be resolved in not too distant future. The governors are doing what they need to do, and they've pushed and they've gotten people to support the processes that is going on. And I'm sure that the president also knows that he requires all of Nigeria, all of the entrepreneurship, all of the skills, all of the capacities and abilities that every part of Nigeria could bring to development to bear in dealing with this crisis. This is the essential crisis that we are in Nigeria today. And so it requires that spirit of the Igbo man to help him deal with those developmental issues. And so we need to bring ourselves, we need to build ourselves, we need to build the Southeast to that enviable status where we become the center of attraction in Nigeria. So, and it will require all of our political leaders, our governors, working together. We need to have regional projects. We need to have, if it is rail, we don't have to wait for anybody. If it is rail, if it is power, how do we connect the Southeast to make sure that there is power to power the industries in Aba, the industries in Nnewi, the businesses in Onitsha? How do we ensure that there is rail network to carry the goods from there to the seaports and the roads are good? This is what we can do as a region. We need to get together and deal with those developmental issues as a region. We are not that big.
Yeah.
We can do this together and we can do it very well.